Well, hi there. All right, I haven't been on here in a long time for something other than my spiritual walk, my faith. But I've there's enough things that I'm doing now, and I thought I really need to share. I have stopped doing Gerson. I stopped Gerson 5 years ago, which is hard to believe, and I'm doing well. But there's a number of things I've had to add to my regimen in order to feel my best. Okay, let's put it that way because I'm postmenopausal. And that was a number of years ago. It's been less than 10 years. Um, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago since I became postmenopausal. But things started changing 15 years ago. And I wish I knew then what I know now. Oh, well. But this is why I'm sharing things with you because these might be things that help you. When you get to be a lady of a certain age, things change. And there's not a whole lot we can do about it. Well, there's Adonai and there's Becky. Hi. I was thinking about both of you this morning. Becky, because she called me, and Adonai, because we texted the other day. So, to start out, I'm going to start with this Fiji water. Okay. I've been making my own homemade Fiji water, but I occasionally will buy a bottle in the store just, if I'm traveling. I don't want to be hauling all my stuff around to make my own water. But Fiji water, or if you make your own homemade Fiji water, has silica in it. Okay. And it has it in the form of once it's dissolved in the water, it's not just silica anymore. It's actually called OSA, which stands for orthosilicic acid. Okay. And that silica will go into your body and help dissolve aluminum accumulations, especially in your brain. So, this is going to help keep our brains healthy and happy long into our older years. So, we don't have to fear dementia or Alzheimer's. It also helps prevent stroke, and it also helps prevent heart disease, diabetes, anything that has to do with your circulation, and all those things, your endothelium, all have to do with that. Anything, so having to do with your heart, your metabolism, your brain. Fiji water is helpful, and it's recommended to have 1 cup with each meal and a fourth cup during the day. So 4 cups a day, but have it with a meal. And you might think, well, why do I have to have it with a meal? Can't I just drink 4 cups first thing in the morning? Well, it only lasts in your body for about 2 hours. So if you drink it all at once, you're not giving your body a continual time during the day to help remove aluminum. And the way we get most of our aluminum is through our food. And there's more. I can't do a whole video on that today about all the sources of aluminum, but we get it through our food primarily, or our tap water. So by drinking this with our meal, it's going to help prevent the aluminum from our food or our water from getting settled into our system. It's going to help keep it moving through. That's Then I've been doing the Fiji water since November, and I've been noticing lately that my teeth have been looking dingy. And I tried baking soda and it didn't help. And of course, I brushed my teeth and that wasn't making a difference. And then it dawned on me yesterday, oh, this isn't on the outside. This is, I believe, toxins coming through. And I've been noticing I have been releasing more toxins since doing the Fiji water. And I believe this is toxins. I had this issue when I was doing Gerson. My teeth turned pink when I was doing Gerson. And I found that if I brush my teeth with activated charcoal, and I only have to do it once, you don't want to do this every day. It's too harsh on your teeth. But I do this maybe once a year. I don't know. It's yeah, once a year, once every 6 months. That's it. I don't do it anymore. But I was noticing yesterday how my teeth had kind of a funny color to them. And when it wasn't brushing off the normal ways, I realized I needed to use the charcoal. And what I do is I take one of these little capsules and I open it up, and it's really messy. So, like, dump it onto a paper towel or something where you can clean it up easily. This stuff kind of just goes all over and it's messy. So you open it up, dump it out onto your paper towel, dip your toothbrush in it, and then brush your teeth. Keep over the sink. Don't let it get on your clothes. That black stuff gets on your clothes. And you're going to look really funny because you're going to have black teeth while you're doing this. And then you brush and brush and brush. And then I spit it out and I floss. And then I brush with clean my brush and then brush it again to help get rid of it because it's stuck in there. And then I floss again to get it out from between my teeth. Then my teeth look wonderful. It actually pulls the toxins out of your teeth that were causing the discoloration. So that's trick number 2. I have found, I am eating 5 prunes a day. And this is not for what you might think for digestive reasons. It has been found that their tests were done. You can do 10 prunes, but that's a lot. But 5 prunes a day are going to help reverse osteoporosis. There were tests done that they found out that this was helpful. I don't know how far, but at least it instead of getting worse, you're getting better. So I thought, let's do that. 5 prunes a day. Becky says they make a toothpaste with activated charcoal and a couple other ingredients. So she doesn't remember the name because she left it in her house in Florida. But you can always do a look online for charcoal toothpaste if you want to. So there are 5 prunes a day. I do my 5 prunes a day. This is a cream that I really like. It's very healing. And I use it on my hands sometimes when they're feeling especially dry or on my legs. It's called Multi-Purpose Cream. It's mentholated, paraben-free, and it's from Shaklee. And if you know anyone who's a Shaklee distributor, this is a nice product. And I get it from my mother too. It can help on your hiney if you're getting a little sore sometimes. And I don't know. I've just found I like it. Sometimes my hands will get especially dry, and I'll put that on. Just overall, it's a nice moisturizer. It's healing. I'm trying to think if there's any other ways I use it. No, pretty much that's it. Oh, and there's another friend. Hi, hello. Her name's I forget. We've talked before, and I don't remember her name because it's in another language. Hello. Now we're getting into, here's another product. This is aluminum free. Now, I was using, what was the brand? I forget. It was a men's deodorant, and it said aluminum free, and I checked, and it technically is, even though they didn't put aluminum in it, the coloring that was in it had aluminum in it. So I stopped using that deodorant, and I use this one, and this is native deodorant, and this is the aluminum free, paraben free, lavender and rose. I really like it, and it does a good job. And I there's some deodorants that when you put on, you might as well not bother because they don't help. This one does its job. I really like it. I get it right at my grocery store. Schmidt's. I'm not familiar with Schmidt's. No, the other deodorant. My husband, I want to say Menon, but I don't think that's what it was. Becky says they haven't used deodorant in a while. And Adonea says that she uses it. And there's Grace. Hi, Grace. How are you? I'm doing show and tell today, showing all the goodies that I use to help keep me going. Now, here's something. I'm not going to go there yet. I'll save that till last. Okay, here's I've got a little makeup bag. And these are all my little goodies of the makeup that I allow myself to use. I don't use any foundation, nothing like that. I don't even use a moisturizer on my face. I find I don't need it. But there's a few things. If I don't have a little mascara on, it's like I don't have any eyes at all because my eyes are just so little. And Chris will be like, oh, you've got your eyes on, or oh, you forgot your eyes. He notices when I do and don't have my eye makeup on, but I only use mascara. And over the years, even when I was young, I was very sensitive to mascara. I would actually break out with blisters at the base of all my hair follicles. That was because they used to put formaldehyde. Well, some companies still put formaldehyde in their mascara, and I have found ones that don't, that I tolerate. This is a brand that I really like. It's Thrive, Thrive, Liquid Lash Extensions. I really like this. This does a really good job. really good job. Gives me the eyelashes that I need without making them super thick. It makes them longer without making them thick, a little thicker, but not like other ones that, that's their thing is to make them really thick. I used to use this brand, Zuzu, Z-U-Z-U, for my eyelashes, but it didn't extend them. It didn't lengthen them. It thickened them, but didn't lengthen them. I need the length because I need to help make my eyes look bigger. But I found what I like to use this for my eyebrows. Now, when you get to be older, you either you lose your eyebrows. You'll notice a lot of women don't even have eyebrows when they get older, or in my case, it's not that I'm losing my eyebrows, but they're going crazy. They're like turning into these bushy little caterpillars and they stand straight out or up. It's like, what is this all about? No one told me about this, no one told me anything about menopause. You don't know what's going on. You don't know why this is happening or why that is happening. And then you find out it's all chalked up to being postmenopausal. But I like to use, especially when it's not when there's not enough mascara to do your eyelashes anymore, then it's perfect for doing your eyebrows because I can just do that. I can just swipe it sideways and it gives me just a nice little brow without making it heavy, without making a line. There, I've got eyebrows. So that's great. So I love using that for eyebrows. I also, I found this is called Physician's Formula. I liked it because it was more waterproof, but I sometimes will use mascara to cover a little gray. It tones it down. I actually have a lot more gray than you see because I cover it. I have a lot in my temples. Well, you see, I have a lot here. I've covered the one on this side, and I have it in through here, but I've covered it. And this is the way I cover. I just discovered this recently. It's like a little brown lipstick. Okay, and then I take what's it called? Does it have a name brand down there? Help if I had my glasses on, I could see to read to you. Cover. It just says Fisk, Fisk, Fisk Industries, dark brown. Dark brown, like I said, it's like a lipstick, and it's too much to just put it on your hair like that. So I use this, and I just rub it on there, get some mascara on there, and then I can use it to touch things up like that. And I might come forward with it to get both sides of the hair strand like that. Tone it down, okay? That's been working great because I'm not going to color my hair. I'm not going to color my hair. Years ago, probably 9 years ago, I colored my hair almost my whole life until 9 years ago when I started breaking out in hives, and that was pre-Gerson. And I didn't know what a problem it was, and that's when I was breaking out in hives and it was burning my scalp. It's like, I can't do that anymore. And, but I wish I could do something with my hair. So I'd heard a cute comedian years ago, a Christian comedian. I don't remember her name. It wasn't anyone I knew well. And she was kind of complaining about her hips, her thighs, she's kind of a big wagon, And she's like, you know what? I've decided if I can't get rid of it, I'm going to decorate it. And she took out this huge belt. It looked like something Elvis would wear. It had rhinestones and glitter and stuff on it. She wrapped it around her hips and she's like, there, show it off. And I was thinking about that. I thought, I need to do that with my hair. I can't get rid of it. I can't really hide it. I mean, I can do a little bit, but overall, there's still salt and pepper in there. But what if I decided to make it have some fun with it? So you see my little making it stand and do this? That's fun. And that kind of helps give it some pizzazz instead of looking drab. And what I found, it's called hair mascara, Dye in a Minute. And it's a DSADKI. That's the brand name. DSADKI. I don't know, but I had gotten two. They're half size of what they normally would be. Normally, you would buy bigger tubes of it, And I thought, well, gee, I don't know if I want silver or white. The silver didn't show on my hair at all. Could not see it at all. So I'm glad I didn't spend a lot of money for it. But I found out I love the white. And what I do is it comes out, looks just like a mascara. And I just do that in there. Now I just got my hair cut yesterday. And I was showing this to my hairdresser. She's like, put in more, put in more. So I wouldn't normally put this much in there. I'd put about half of that, probably just that little bit like that. But be that as it may, it gives it some pizzazz. And I like it. I think that looks like fun, and I'm playing up my own assets. Once you put it on, you can then stick it back in there and pull and then there's a little brush or a little comb if you need to kind of arrange it, because what it does is it stiffens your hair a little too, so you can style it and it'll hold in that position. So I really like that. That's something I've just started using, and I find it fun, and it feel makes me feel better about turning gray because I can use it for fun. Now here's another product. It's again the Thrive. I like this. This is like a little lip gloss, and it's not overly shiny. And I really like it. It's a color that I like, but I find if I'm feeling the need for some color in my cheeks, I can just do a little like that. And it's really subtle. I like the fact that it's subtle. I don't want it obvious. I want to look very natural. I only do this once in a while. I don't do that. Usually if I'm going out, I'll put it on. But so just a little color with my Thrive. And what do they call this stuff? Is it sheer strength? I don't know. I don't know what they call that thing. It's not really a lipstick. Like I said, it's almost like a gloss, but it's not shiny. So I like that. How long does it stay on your hair? Do you have to do it every day? I only have to do it after I wash it. And I don't wash my hair every day. I wash my hair probably twice a week. It just doesn't get greasy anymore. Ever since I did Gerson, yeah, I only have to wash my hair twice a week, which is nice. Maybe 3 times, like if I knew I was going out and I wanted it really fresh and whatever, but it'll stay on until it's washed out. So that I think that's pretty nifty. And I don't know if they probably have other colors, and they probably have a brown, but I like using this little cover stick. This was very reasonably priced to be able to do what I want in terms of toning things down. So, oh, this is another Thrive product, and this is for doing. It's like a mascara for the eyebrows, just like I was already using mascara. Regular mascara is cheaper than buying eyebrow mascara. Okay, the only difference between regular mascara and eyebrow mascara is that this is browner, whereas regular mascara tends to be blacker. So you have to decide how dark you want your eyebrows. Okay, so this one's a very small little brush compared to a regular mascara brush, but you just swipe it through and it gives you a nice little eyebrow. There's that. This 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 is technically a blush, and it's by the company Everyday Minerals. Everyday Minerals. I think this is actually one of their samples. It's so old. I've had this for over a decade. It just lasts forever. Um, and I don't even use it from the bottle. I use it from the lid. Whatever sticks to the lid is enough. And because I have puffy, saggy little handbags for eyelids, sometimes I'm feeling self-conscious about them. And when I'm feeling self-conscious about my eyelids, I put a little bit of my blush on there just to tone them down just a little. Darker makes it recede, where lighter makes it come out. So I'll just put a little. I don't even use it really as a blush because I have that other stuff. If I wanted to use it as a blush, I could. And it's just more makeup than I want to wear. I don't want to look made up. I want to look natural. However, if you're feeling, like if you're going out to something fancy, and I want to dress up, I'll do more makeup. And there's a trick you can do. It's making the letter 3 on your face. You would start here, the top of your 3, come down under your cheekbone for the middle of your 3, and then you come down here for your jawline. So what it does, it kind of contours. You're making a letter 3. Okay. And that'll help contour you a little bit, helps recede things. All right. So there's to get rid of my eyebrow bags. I guess I should do this side too if I'm gonna. I didn't put any more stuff on, but usually there's a little bit still in the brush. There we go. All right. I don't want to go around lopsided, do I? What else? Okay, now we're getting into the real serious stuff here. It started 15 years ago with having frequent urinary tract infections, noticing a little bit of pink after Chris and I had relations. I'd go to the bathroom and you'd wipe and you said, there's pink on the toilet tissue. Well, come to find out that was blood. It was just, they were micro tears. And I was getting frequent infections. And this started 15 years ago. But last year, it came to a head. It was horrible, where I got an infection just about every month last year. And I was on antibiotics so many times. It just was a continuous problem. And things were very uncomfortable when Chris and I were having relations. It was like painful. It was not fun at all. And then you're worried about getting an infection because, you did, you'd wait a couple days after you'd finish the antibiotics. And then, 3 days later, you had an infection again. So it just was not good. And this is some of the stuff they don't tell you about getting older. They'll just tell you, well, yeah, you're getting older, but they don't tell you there's anything you can do about it. So I started doing research and found that it had to do with the postmenopause. It had to do with a lack of estrogen. And, I know this might concern some people, upset some people, but I started taking estradiol cream. It's not Premarin. I don't use pregnant mare's urine. This is formulated to be like a woman's estrogen. It's actually made from yam. And so I use an estradiol cream vaginally, internally. You put it, I didn't bring down the little stick, but it's a little thing. You screw it onto the tube, you squeeze it, use a little gram of it, you insert it, and you put it up inside, and it has made all the difference. All the difference. I haven't had an infection since I started using it. And things are much more comfortable for Chris and me. Thank goodness. That's important to us. We want to be able to continue having our relations with one another because we love each other and we want to be close to one another. And it's fun. so that was, and I don't, people might be concerned. They say, oh, you might get cancer or something. What's interesting? And I didn't believe them when they told me this. I didn't believe them when they said, well, it really goes just where you put it. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. I don't believe that. However, if I only put it inside and don't put any at the opening still gets uncomfortable. So, and if I put it only at the opening and not up inside, then I get uncomfortable up inside. I mean, it literally can't even go the distance from here to here to keep both areas comfortable. I have to put some in both places to make sure that everything stays comfortable. And it's made a huge difference, not just in our love life, but in my everyday life. I was uncomfortable walking because my external tissues had gotten so thin that I was actually ripping. I was actually ripping. If I go to slide out of the truck, it'd tear. I could tear. If I was walking, I could tear. It's like, oh my goodness. And I know, again, people might say, well, gee, you might get cancer. Well, you know what? Being on antibiotics 365 days out of the year can cause cancer too. So you kind of got to pick your poison. And it makes sense to me to have healthier tissues and very localized than it does to be taking antibiotics, which affects everything. So that's my reason for doing it, because I needed it. In addition to that, I use a natural, it's called Anna's Wild Yam Cream. And this is a natural progesterone from the yam plant that you just take a little dab like that, just a little dab. I don't know if you can see how much is on the tip of my finger, okay? And then you just put it on your skin and rub it in and you absorb it. Do it morning and night. And that helps balance the estrogen that you're using in other places of your body. Okay. I also eat tofu every day to help also. Tofu is a protective. I use organic, non-GMO, and it's also protective to the breasts from negative estrogens that can be out there, from plastics or wherever it comes from. So there's my estrogen, there's the progesterone. This stuff is awesome. This is called Yes, and it's available through Amazon. I think it's just called Yes if you live in Europe. It's the same company, but they just named it a little bit differently depending where you live. And this is a moisturizer, not a lubricant. This is a moisturizer. Like you would put moisturizer on your face, maybe morning and night. Like I said, I don't use moisturizer, but on your hands, moisturizer. This is a moisturizer for your lady parts, okay? And I use a little bit of this morning and night just to help keep things moist. And it does make a big difference. Yes, I use the estrogen, but you only use that twice a week. This helps in the meantime to help keep things comfortable and supple. Yes, tofu is healthy. Yes, someone said, is tofu healthy? Yes, it is. Tofu is healthy. It does not contain estrogen. People say, oh, it has estrogen. No, it has phytoestrogens, which is a little different, and they're actually much milder, much weaker than our own natural estrogen. And it's extremely weaker over the artificial estrogens that you find like in plastics and things like that can get into our food system. So having this very mild form, it can go into if we're low on estrogen naturally, which as a menopausal woman I am, this helps go into those estrogen receptor sites, and it helps my body to have a little more comfort because those estrogen receptors are filled with this mild form of plant estrogen. It also protects our bodies from the harsh estrogens that are out there because it's in those estrogen receptors, and it prevents the harsh estrogen from getting into those receptors. So it's actually very helpful to have that. And if I stop eating the tofu, I actually start getting hot flashes. So it does make a difference. I haven't had I've only been eating tofu. I don't know if it's even been 6 months because I wasn't doing it before, but part of trying to figure out how to help myself be healthier is one of the things I added back in. So anyhow, yeah, it is. See any other questions? I don't see. Oh, and here's another tip for the ladies. It's called slippery stuff. And this is for when you want to have relations. So Chris and I, we pull out the slippery stuff when we're going to have a little fun, and this keeps everything happy down there. There's no tearing, there's no discomfort, and it does the job. It's important as you get older to make sure you're really well lubricated, and that protects you. The brand, it's called Slippery Stuff, but I get it through a website, Wallace O'Farrell. Wallace, Wallace, O'Farrell, Farrell. So you can find it through there. And they have other ones too that are for like sensitive skin, super sensitive, things like that. And I tried those and they're okay. But now that I'm doing the estrogen and everything's healthier, I tolerate this one just fine. And it's the cheapest one. So there's my show all, tell all, everything that can help you. And at least this is the stuff that has helped me and helped me feel better. There are two supplements I take because of the Fiji water. There's two supplements. Let me grab those. When you're taking the Fiji water, that helps get the aluminum out of your brain. And these two supplements help repair your brain, okay, of the damage that the aluminum caused. And one's called PQQ. That was one I wasn't familiar with. That was a new one to me. And you only need 20 milligrams. I get it through a company called Best Vite. I don't know if you can see that. PQQ, 20 milligrams, Best Vite. And CoQ10, 200 milligrams. I also get that through Best Vite. So I've added that to my regimen to help. And it has made a difference. I've noticed a difference in me. I've noticed a difference in my husband. My mom's taking it. We've noticed a difference with her. She's less anxious. We've noticed that she's feeling just a little less anxious. That's a good thing. She doesn't feel as anxious about her memory. So that's good. I don't It doesn't seem like she has to work so hard to remember things, whereas before she was really having to work at it. So that's good. And the longer you drink it, the longer you continue to drink it, the more benefit you'll see. So, you may not notice anything for 4 months, but you keep going, you're gonna start seeing a difference. I've noticed a big difference in terms of just little things, remembering numbers and whatnot. I don't know, I'm sure it's helping me in other areas. You just don't realize it because it feels natural, but I know it's made a difference. I'm not saying, "Oh, I don't remember all the time," like I was before. I think I must have had a ton of aluminum. Apparently, we become more susceptible to absorbing aluminum if we've had any kind of head injury. I've had a head injury. I've had a couple injuries. I had carbon monoxide exposure 25 years ago, more than that, almost 30 years ago, and I had a concussion from a car accident, and things like that can cause your the protective barrier to your brain to become compromised, and you can absorb more aluminum. Okay. There's other things that can cause sicknesses, can cause more aluminum absorption as well, and so some people are just more susceptible to it, but people in general are more susceptible to it now because there's more aluminum in our environment, and it's a big deal. It's what's causing all this dementia and Alzheimer's and things. And the countries where they have the least amount of it, they eat the most vegetables. Doesn't mean they don't eat any animal products, but they eat the most vegetables. And their water naturally contains the orthosilicic acid, the silica in their water. And if you're eating vegetables grown in those areas, you're getting even more silica. So they're eating a diet high in silica and orthosilicic acid, and that's why their brains and their hearts and things are more protected. So that's all my goodies. Does anyone have any questions? I said our one friend's asked a lot of questions. Anyone else have any questions? I guess not. All right. So that's it for today. I hope that was helpful. Anyhow, that's all the little things that have helped me, and I hope some of those tips help you to live a happier, healthier life, prettier life. So, all right. Well, you have a good weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.